Good morning, Ratman. I'm your host, Che, and tales of my misdeeds are told from island to Cathay. And joining me is my co-host, Corgi, who will be interred into a terracotta soldier and buried with me to fight for me in heaven or something. I don't really remember what their deal was.
Hey man, if it means I can get a few extra hours of sleep, I don't give a shit. Lock me up. Play me up.
Play me up? What?
Clay.
Oh.
With the C.
That
You know,
makes
like
sense.
like spelling out Mliknos.
Yes.
Clay.
Mr. Mixelpidlick. Anyway.
Oh god. Don't summon that fucking dickhead.
Today's episode is brought to you by rats, and probably not Corgi doing her job, or maybe she did. We'll find out. She did, I think. That was the finished product you sent me, yeah? Or was that almost finished?
No, I'm pretty
Your
sure
comic.
that's finished.
Okay, I need you to send it to me in 4 sections as well.
Yeah, I figured
That'll come out next week. We won't have a video next week, but that'll come out next week, so there will be something next week.
Man, I really need to practice color theory more. That thing looks pale as fuck.
Yeah. You should also get into a better rhythm to release them more frequently.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. There was definitely a
Look man, I've never
day
done a
where
hard
you said,
day's work
I will finish this today, and then a week went by, and you still hadn't finished it.
Hey, it's not my fault that I had fucking pain out of the wazoo.
Tried getting good.
Yeah, I did try that, and, you know, I got this receipt back, and the receipt said, get fucked. It's weird.
Anyway, also gonna do a little, something a little different today, and ask at the beginning, if you get through this video, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now, I was reading a thing, maybe true, maybe not, I don't know. Reddit just occasionally throws me, like, YouTube advice. I don't really care too much, and I tend to ignore it, but it was interesting enough. Apparently, YouTube really likes comments, and 30 to 60% of our viewers are actually subscribed, which doesn't align with the amount of comments we get, which isn't a complaint. That's fine. I'm not a comment leaver myself on YouTube. But if, for just this episode, you could leave a comment, I want to see if it does anything on the back end. Like, comment whatever, I don't really care, provided it doesn't get grabbed by, like, spam filters or whatever. You could, for all I care, type, eep, eep, I'm a fucking rat man. And if it does nothing, I'll probably never ask again. And if it does, maybe I will. Also, maybe, like, share the channel, because the Australian government announced some stuff that could potentially put my job in jeopardy. So, you know, help me not work in that field. I'm straight up not having a good time right now, bro. Anyway, also, I can send it to you. Oh, no, you saw it. It's on my Instagram. I was given permission to show this, but my friend drew a lizard man for me. That's cool. Here it is. It's also posted on my Instagram, che.ratman, which is linked to the channel. But I will try, like, if you go to channel info, it's there. But I will try to remember to put it in the description of videos from now on. I just occasionally post Warhammer stuff that I'm working on, like models and shit.
And sometimes
Anyway.
pictures of his food to make me envious.
I don't post that on fucking... Well, I used to. But now I use it as a quote-unquote company account. So it's exclusively going to be Warhammer stuff. Occasionally there might be a story that's unrelated, but, you know. Anyway, so we are going to get into Cathay. This is Old World Corgi, so not Age of Sigmar, which is back when the fantasy world was just the real world, with fancy names and slightly skewy borders. Cathay is a new faction, but they've always been around. They have been referenced a lot. It's also an old name for China in the real world, as we were discussing before we started recording. You can call China Cathay, and if you say it to the right people, they will understand what you're talking about, while also getting weird looks followed by a, why Cathay? However, as an army with units and kind of lore, a lot of it was created for Total War Warhammer 3. And all of their units in tabletop are ripped straight from that game. It's pretty preem. They look so good.
Honestly, yeah, they do seem really interesting. Very earthy. I'm excited for you to mention one specific thing, and that's a certain mount, because Jesus Christ, what is that thing's deal? I want one.
Are you talking about the Dragon Rider?
Is that what that is?
Are they riding a little dragon?
It
like a
looks
dragon horse?
Yeah, it looked like a hippocampus mixed with a pegasus.
Okay, we're not talking about that at all, but let me grab the book.
It's so cool.
It's not in the book, so it didn't come up. But,
It's not in the book. Let me grab the book.
Mounted atop a majestic great spirit Longma, a bold Shungengan lord leads the army of Grand Cathay to battle the Celestial Dragon enemies. So yeah, it's a Longma mount.
A
I
long one.
don't think there's any reference to. I'm looking. I'm not seeing any reference to the Longma. Maybe if I find the unit itself.
Long Mahi Rain.
Celestial Lords. Oh, I feel like that would have been important to cover. Oh well.
Oh, someone pulled a corgi and just forgot a part then. God,
Yeah.
what is that thing? That thing's cool as shit too.
Okay, so I'm gonna cover it now before we get to the episode. The dragon kids have their own kids, and those are the fucking
Fucked up horse.
no, that's the Shugengan Lords of the Celestial Host. Shugengan. Fucking Gungan ass fucking name.
Rasengan. No.
But those are the ones that ride the Longma, which are a thing. I'm passively aware of their name. I think they're in Age of Mythology, Corgi.
Oh, the one that you would like summon and you just can't heal it? That one?
No, that's a dragon.
I thought that's what you were referring to.
No, they're like little horses. They're like dragon horse things.
Either way, they're funky little dudes.
Yeah, so they exist. Okay. We'll actually start now that Corgi fucking distracted us.
I'm sorry that you didn't think a fucking horse dragon was cool as shit, dude.
Because it's not that it's just a thing from Chinese mythology. I saw it went Longma, I know about that, and then fucking binned it and just. But then they don't come up in the book itself. At no point is it ever just like Longma. It's just one of the. It's a time knife. It's like this is one of the things that exist. I'm aware of the Longma. I know the Longma exist. I know they're a thing from Chinese mythology. So I just kind of ignore it and go, yeah, the time knife. And then you go, the fuck is that? It's a dragon horse? Well, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god, it's so amazing. And I'm like, yeah, the time knife.
You keep sassing me, and you're not gonna get a lot of drawings this fucking session, dude.
Why, because you're going to spend your whole fucking time drawing a Longma?
No!
That's a very suspect no.
You're a suspect, no.
Okay, we'll actually get fucking started.
No,
Corgi, stop distracting us with the fucking Longma. So,
That's what you sound like. Bitch.
so a very, very, very long time ago. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I have work in 3 hours. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up about the Longma. Shut up about the Longma.
So, a very, very long time ago, the World of Legends, the name for the planet of the old world, which isn't, it's called Malice. I forgot this when I wrote this, and then later on I was like researching some more stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, Malice. And I'm like, oh yeah, it is called Malice. The entire book, they just call it the World of Legend. It's called Malice. So, Malice, unless in Age of Sigma, in which case it was called The World That Was an empty, desolate hellscape, cold and filled with volcanoes. You know, fun stuff. And also, constant dragon wars, who were all fighting each other for power over the high mountain peaks in the ash-covered sky, except for the east. It was ruled by one guy, the Celestial Dragon, also
I thought you were
known
gonna
as...
say the Celestial Emperor.
No, he is also called the Celestial Emperor, but it's the Celestial Dragon. Well, he's the Emperor. I don't know if they call him the Celestial Emperor, but he is the Celestial Dragon, the Emperor, and also Zhen Yang. Now, he was having a grand old time. Then a bunch of guys showed up. The old ones. For those that don't know, the old ones are aliens. Like, just straight up, possibly frog-like aliens. Potentially the same old ones from 40k, but divergent. The universes are now more divergent, so that probably it's the whole thing. Anyway, they created the Lizardmen. They rocked up and started terraforming the world to suit their needs. This brought them into conflict with the famously calm and diplomatic dragons. Zhen Yang, watching the other dragons get fucking slaughtered, went, you know what? I think I'm not going to get involved here.
And then they got involved.
No. Also, the old ones built the polar gates to bring magic into the world. That's not what they are for, just that what they did. They were for teleporting. So, he watched them use that and learned how to control the winds of magic. Eventually, the land slowly got taken over by elves, dwarves, and humans and assorted other nerds as it warmed and stopped being an icy hellhole.
Oh.
Then...
Hellhole is kind of subjective.
Norse hellhole. So, then, Zhen Lang looked to the Union, the moon, and asked, whose boat is that boat, Corgi?
Oh, go fuck.
Whose boat is that boat?
Oh, go fuck.
It's a really easy one.
Better idea. How about you go fuck yourself?
Whose boat is that boat called?
That's a fucking moon.
Yeah. And whose boat is it?
Honestly, could be the Necros. Necros.
Necrons? A thing that's not a
Necrons.
Warhammer Old World?
I know it's not an old world, but when I see moons, I just think of that fucking dude that's like under Mars. He's like sleeping.
Oh, the Dragon of Mars?
Mm-hmm. That's what I think of.
So your
Dragon
answer
of
is
the
the
Moon?
Dragon of Mars.
No. Dragon of Moon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got this. It was a really easy one. I don't know how you get it. The boat is Kuan Yin's. It's the home of Kuan Yin, obviously. So
Kuan Yin, the moon dragon?
yes,
Oh yeah,
she's
that
the
makes
thing.
sense.
Sort of. Who knows what she really is? She comes from the fucking moon. The nice moon, not the angry moon.
So, my girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
But she's also a shapeshifter, and she shapeshifted into a dragon so that she could leave the moon and live with Zhen Yang on the world. So she might not actually be a dragon.
Is she the one with the cool, like, crescent moon crown?
I don't know. You're going to have to send me a picture of that one.
Uno momentum?
I only have... No. We'll get to her.
I love her.
Yeah. So she taught Zhen Yang how to shapeshift. So they could turn into humans and live amongst the men in Cathay.
Sorry.
So the creatively named Yang and Yin.
Oh.
Fun fact, I was way too old when I learned that it was Yin and Yang and not Yin and Yang. Just every
You thought it
single
was
time I
yin?
saw it, my brain automatically added a G to the end of Yin. Also, this part of the podcast is brought to you by Brisbane's premier communist-themed dumpling restaurant.
Is that the one where we got the soup dumplings? Because if so...
Probably,
Oh,
yes.
fuck yes. No, shit. I remember that place.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Can't wait to go back there.
Yeah. So, Yin and Yang went about teaching the humans of the East about masonry and metalworking and alchemy, and eventually united all the separate tribes and becoming a respected leader, though he turned down titles and worship, instead wanting to spread knowledge and enlightenment. Now, they rule Cathay for around 5,000 years. I'll get into this math a little bit later. It doesn't make sense. I don't know where that 5,000 years starts, but as I wrote here, I assume from here, but then as I was reading further down, I started working out the math. I don't think it's from here. I think it's about 2,000 years from now is when that 5,000 years starts.
So 7,000 years from now.
Roundabout. So, as time passed, they had 9 children, and they taught them all shapeshifting and how to use the winds of magic, and also how to chill the fuck out, which was pretty easy because dragons are famously calm and diplomatic. Don't even know why the Arcane Journal specified that they needed to teach them how to chill out, because again, famously calm and diplomatic.
Yeah.
And as I just learned at the beginning of the recording of this episode, they also eventually had children, who seem to be mostly mortal humans.
God, imagine how fucking trippy that would be. Yeah, this is my mum and dad. They're dragons. What do you mean, why do I look like this? No, I'm not adopted.
I think it's their children with humans. So the dragons have human children with other humans. So they're just kind of like slightly more powerful humans because they're draconic blood.
You know, that's actually a whole book genre.
Yeah, it's also a whole fucking species in fucking Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah, but I'm also talking about the naughty stuff.
Yeah, that tracks. Fucking talking to me about your fucking male impreg fucking fan fiction you were reading.
It wasn't...
That's exactly what it was.
No, it wasn't. You misheard.
Oh, also they started helping their parents teach the people of Grand Cathay and helped them explore outwards of their borders to encounter other races. Now, it was around this time. Also, they're encountering other races. We'll get to that. Timeline-wise, that hasn't happened yet. More
I thought you said, tell my wife that hasn't happened yet. And I'm like, alright.
Okay, so now it was around this time the portal polar gates through the dimension.
So you weren't trying to say porta potty.
No, the portal polar gates through the dimensions of ether.
One more time?
Fuck you. Started talking to people in their dreams, Corgi.
You just have a fucking weird ass dream. You're like dreaming about Benjamin Franklin or some shit, and then a dragon just shows up and is like, "Hey."
Well, these were dragons. These were demons. These were the dragons were sleeping. Even though, okay, so this book said a lot of things that were then immediately contradicted by the book. For example, it says that they were appearing to Zhen Yang in his dreams, but then it later says dragons don't fucking sleep. These dragons aren't sleeping. They don't sleep. They don't need to sleep, and they're not sleeping, unlike the other dragons. Also, demons are speaking to him in his dreams. Which one is it, book?
Maybe
anyway.
That's why they don't dream anymore. They're just like, well, every time I fall asleep, there's this
Actually,
weird little
maybe
guy
that's right.
like,
Maybe they did start sleeping, and then demons started speaking them in their dreams, and then went, well, never again.
No wonder dragons are such assholes. I'd be an asshole too if every time I fell asleep, just a fucking red guy showed up and he's like, meh.
So, they spoke to Zhen Yang in his dreams and offered him unimaginable power if he would go north and help them cross through the barrier the Old Ones created. The entities within the ether eventually grew strong enough to break the gate themselves, and now chaos was everywhere. Zhen Yang was eventually able to gain control of the magic storm that swept over Cathay and banished it and the demons that travel with it from Cathay. So,
Those poor guys.
Yeah. Over hundreds of years of this, the dragons fought off many chaos invasions, but Zhen Yang realized that he needed to unify the many tribes of China more than it was already unified, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like it was sort of scattered, and then it got split into like 5 kingdoms, and they fucking hated each other and just wanted to fight all the time, but more pressing issues existed. So he sent out some of his kids. Miao Ying, the storm dragon, traveled to the north. I have pictures of... you might recognize this one, Corgi.
I wouldn't hold my breath.
I would.
Oh, that one!
Yeah, the one that you just sent me a picture of. So that's also her in her dragon form.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, and that's her in-game model from Total War.
Love.
She's also the only one with a tabletop model at the moment. It's not out yet either. It's been announced. It's coming out soon. Then, yep. So she traveled to the north. Then Li Dao, the fire dragon, who has no appearance, traveled to the south. And then Zhao Ming, the iron dragon, traveled to the west. Let me find him. Oops. No, that's right.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, I thought it just copied through. So yeah, that's him. And then you have Yin Yin, the sea dragon, also no appearance, traveled to the east to control the Jade Sea, and Yan Bo, the jade dragon, who got to live in the center.
Wait, why does that guy get to control the Jade Sea, but the guy who actually is the Jade Dragon doesn't?
First of all, Yin Yin's a daughter, and two, because fuck you. She's also the sea dragon. So they just named it the Jade Sea. They sent the sea dragon to the Jade Sea.
You are the sea dragon. I want to be the Jade Dragon. Fuck off.
Yin Yin, the sea dragon, gets to live in the sea. Makes sense. So, the eldest dragon, a woman by the name of Shiyama, had fought chaos for so long, she kind of just got fed up with it and decided to fight them on their turf and close the gates for good. Now, Zhen Yang told her not to do this, but she decided to anyway. So, I wrote her name 2 different ways.
Well,
Shiyama,
better than me remembering it. I've already forgotten all of them because I am horrible
that's
with foreign
unfortunate.
names.
That'll come back to bite you later.
Oh no, as always.
So, Shiyama went to fight Chaos in Chaos Land and absolutely fucked it. She got Old Man Logan'd and ripped apart a large Chaos army, like all on her own. Only for Chaos to go, psych, it was your own army the entire time. So, she fucked right off. Then, as she fucked it right off, they Old Man Logan'd her again and made her look like a Chaos army. So, her and her retreating army got to the border, and the Storm Dragon, Miao Ying, killed her and her army. And only as she was dying did Chaos go, psych, it was your army this entire time. Now the Celestial Dragon foresaw this coming. So he rushed to the border to stop it. Didn't make it in time and got to watch his daughter kill his other daughter. as Shyama was dying, she asked for her father's forgiveness for ignoring his warnings of don't act dumb. Seriously, don't fucking do this, you dumb fuck. And though he couldn't save her life, he could do the next best thing. Bind her spirit to Cathay so that she would rule the underworld.
Hey, you fucked up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make you fucking deal with all these dead people. Good job, fucking idiot.
So,
this is why your siblings all got cool shit and you don't.
Yeah. Now, the dragons knew that the idea that one of them was manipulated by chaos and that they were killed by Cathayan soldiers is probably a bad look. Could cause a lot of stability problems and really stoke chaos. So, Zhen Yang talked to his wife and she used her magical powers to one more day everyone and make them forget she was anything other than the spirit dragon of the underworld.
I can't believe you would bring that up. I need to read that comic.
You don't. No one does. But this
I
whole
need to
thing.
Read it so I can suffer from it and be like, oh, should have known better.
Well, you won't have like 30 years of them being married for it to upset you. You just go,
Well, this sucks.
Like, it's a perfectly fine comic book outside of the context of everything that it undoes. Anyway, this whole thing pissed off Zhen Yang enough that he decided to end it once and for all and started crafting a plan to close the gates and defeat chaos. And at the same time, coincidentally, so did everyone else. The elves were working on their giant vortex thing they kind of botched. I don't know or remember really what the lizard men did. And Grimnir decided to go all Doomslayer in the Arctic and also botched it. Cathay, on the other hand, didn't botch it, but it wasn't a great plan. Cathay, slowly but surely, marched its army north, not rushing into getting fucking hoodwinked and bamboozled, killing the forces of chaos that got in their way until they got to the Chaos Gates. And then a large army of demon lords appeared, ready to kill the army of Cathay, where Zhen Yang and his children turned into dragons. And the demon lords realized they may have made a mistake here, and were all killed. This, timed with all of the other events, ended the Age of Chaos.
Haha, we've got the advantage. Oh fuck, they're dragon people. They're dragon people!
Yeah, it's one noting that this plan, again, 100% wouldn't have worked. It was just like, yeah, the more demons kept coming. They just kept fighting more and more demons. That's kind of like the vibe is everyone's plan is that it really wouldn't have worked or was kind of a botch job. And the only reason it did work was a bunch of unrelated, uncoordinated plans all happened to just individually deal enough damage to fix the whole situation. Grimnir fucking going all Doomslayer in the Chaos Wastes delayed them enough and made them not able to pour out. The elves portal, bunch of people got their souls trapped, but it managed to like suck in all the chaos energy for a while, but it has to now be permanently maintained, but that wasn't supposed to be how it always was. They just sort of botched it. Again, I don't remember what the Lizardmen did.
Just doing lizard things.
Then the Cathayans were like, I guess we're just going to fight here forever now. Like, because there's too many demons. We're just going to fight until we all die. But everything happened to work together. They just went, problem solved, I guess.
Oh, neat. Thank God they pissed off all these other people. Otherwise, we'd have been fucked.
So, after this, things were good for a long time. Zhen Yang studied the elemental winds and then divided them into two categories. Can you guess what the two categories are, Corgi?
Smelt it and dealt it?
Can you guess again?
No.
It's yin and yang!
Oh, God. I was sticking with smelt it and dealt it.
And used that to easily teach the Cathayans Feng Shi, which is allegedly, in Chinese, means wind divination.
Oh, I thought you said feng shui for a second there, and I'm like, well,
no,
I don't know how interior
I also
design's
thought
gonna
that's
help.
what it was, but I'm like, that's not how that's spelled, and then it isn't. And then I Googled it to see what it actually was, and it's only referenced in Warhammer, so it's a Warhammer thing.
You guys are so fucked right now! You're gonna want to put the yellow couch over in the east side, that way the sun's hitting it.
And then through that, we can do Umbral Orb.
Also, by the way, magic missile.
So, they became wizards through study at the Celestial Court in Weijin. Yeah. Zhen Yang spent his time pondering life, the universe, and everything, while his kids went out and did their fucking jobs, administered the fuck out of Cathay, and they quickly advanced technologically. And they also built the Terracotta Sentinels. Love those guys. You probably already saw a picture of them because you were just looking at pictures of them earlier, so...
I had to know what to draw.
You probably saw... Saw pictures. Yeah.
And God, yeah, those things are fucking huge.
Yeah, they're great. I love in Total War Warhammer, where there's just suddenly giant units, like fucking enormous units. The Sentinels do it, and the Khemri also does it. They just have like fucking giant skeletal constructs that just walk with your army. It's like, I like this.
And then you just got Claymen, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
them some big bitches.
Oh, here's a picture of Zhen Yang. I didn't really fucking send that before. This is him in his human form. Just chilling.
Wood.
Yeah, tracks. So here's an aside. This is a section of the podcast we haven't done in a while. Chinese history sidetracks. I don't know too much about Chinese history. I probably know more than most in the West, but still fucking nothing. It's not really like a thing we are taught. The problem with learning Chinese history is the thing I want to talk about as an aside. I feel like people are woefully unaware of how like absolutely fucked Chinese record keeping was. Like, this was extremely bureaucratic nation run in a very specific way to try and keep order and peace without problem, and it mostly worked, mostly being the key word there. When things went wrong, fuck did they go wrong. Sometimes it's not even their fault. Sometimes the Yellow River just moves to the other side of the country one day and destroys an unknown amount of agriculture and kills an unknown amount of people. Or Beijing explodes, killing the heir to the emperor and ultimately leading to the destruction of the Ming dynasty. Point is, China fucking recorded everything. We know, quite frankly, an insane amount about China. I don't know if I've referenced this before. I probably have. I'm a fan of a game called Crusader Kings. It's a historical game. Look it up. They're adding China this year, and they talk to the dev diary about how fundamentally different it is for their historians. When they're looking at Europe or the Near East or Africa, it's who ruled this at this time. It was this guy, maybe, when was he born? I don't know, around here. How many kids did he have? At least one son. Who worked in his court? Nobody knows. Whereas China, you can look up any random ass place, and it's this, who was their leader at this time? This is when they were born. This is all their children. When those children were born, their children's children. This is the name of every single person who worked for them and how long, and also all of their kids and when they were born. Because China did not fuck around when it came to record keeping.
Yes.
Anyway.
Hey, did you hear Ming over there? He fucking went to the store. Write that down, write that down, write that down. Sorry, I'm not really doing little drawings right now. I'm just focusing on doing a big one.
There's the famous Korean history thing where it's the emperor fell off a horse and then told his historian not to write that down, and then the historian wrote it down. Emperor fell off a horse. Told me not to write it down. There's also the Spanish, from memory, trying to build a trebuchet while attacking Tenochtitlan, absolutely fucking it up, recording that they fucked it up, and then also in Aztec history, they're like, yeah, so the invading Spanish did something. They built something. We don't know what it was. It fired a rock directly into the air and then crashed in on itself and destroyed itself. Don't know what that was about. That was weird. Anyway.
We think they tried their best. Not our problem, though.
Anyway, the Cathayans started venturing out and exploring the world and opening up trade routes through the Ivory Road and into the west and across the seas. We'll get to these exploits shortly. But Cathay had a problem. Unlike most of the rest of the world, their north wasn't protected by mountains or seas, which meant they were just open to attacks from chaos marauders to the north and also rabbits.
Oh god, so, was this Australia?
They had a plan. Can you guess it, Corgi?
Build a fence and then be shocked when the rabbits dig under it?
Sort of. Think China.
Chinese
what is their plan?
Rabbits. Man,
what is their plan?
You're trying to bait me into saying some racist shit, man.
No. What famous megastructure did China build to keep someone out, Corgi?
Sorry, I thought you were straight up just leading into fireworks, and I was like, well, okay, they built the Great Walls, alright?
Thank you, Corgi! In minus 1800 IC, they built a Great Wall, the Great Bastion that sat along their north, and according to legend, is imbued with the Celestial Dragon's magic, which has stood for around 4,000 years, give or take. There was a little bit. We'll get into
wall, isn't he?
A little bit. So Cathay itself, being around 5,000 years, except, as I said, this isn't right. The Arcane Journal says over 5,000 years. Maths-wise, it seems more like 7,000, but it also kind of depends when they consider the formation of Cathay proper. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. We are still in the minus IC at the moment, which is 0 IC is the foundation of the Empire and Sigmar's reign.
Right. But I thought you said this
We've
wasn't
talked
Sigma.
about this before. No, but that's the calendar. It's like if we were talking about fucking China,
Yeah, BC.
like modern China would still be using the fucking the Jesus calendar.
Yeah, it's just like a regular calendar, but you get to see Jesus slowly decomposing until suddenly he's alright.
I accidentally hit a button and reset my entire fucking script, and now I need to find where I was. Hold up.
Shay has fucked up.
Yep. It's worth noting that Zhen Yang himself was not too fond of the elves and dwarves, specifically for what each respective empire was doing to the other dragons.
Well, understandable.
Yeah. Did like Western humans, though. They seemed cool. This'll come up again.
These guys that meet 1,000 years later, these guys fucking suck! Assholes.
So, this was a little bit before the Great Wall. Again, this is fucked math thing. Around 2,750 IC, give or take. Why didn't I put this in earlier?
You forgot.
Couldn't figure out where to slot it in the timeline, because the timeline is a little wonky. Things happen, and they just kind of happen, and you just kind of have to guess when they happen based on context clues. So, we have an older race known as the Sky Titans, sort of proto-giants, larger and smarter and just generally more competent than the giants, but still their ancestors, so giants are descended from Sky Titans. They existed in a mountain range just to the west of Cathay.
Tracks.
They got along well enough, but both Cathay and Sky Titans were threatened by tribes of ogres that were moving into the mountains with much more frequency and causing problems for everyone involved.
Also tracks.
Zhen Yang, not wanting a race that predates the old ones to die out, opened trade and gave them black powder.
Oh, God.
Which is where I take an aside to explain some timeline fucky stuff. Now, the timeline
Real
of
quick.
this war...
Real quick. I love how he's like, I'm going to extend these people's lifespans. I'm going to teach them black powder.
Yeah.
Exact
so
opposite.
the timeline of this war comes from the Ogre Codex from Fantasy Battles as minus 2,750. And the Cathay Arcane Journal mentions them supplying them with the secrets about black powder. However, in the section of the book on what they did post-building the Great Bastion, it mentions they discovered black powder post-war, which is 1,000 years after they supplied it to the Sky Titans.
You really think they're keeping track?
Yeah, it's also worth noting that Cathay discovered black powder before the dwarves, and their black powder is just generally higher quality.
Just like real history, right?
That China's black powder are better than dwarves?
No, that Chinese black powder was better than the Western black powder, I think.
Oh.
I don't know, you're the history man, not me.
Yeah. I just know China had fucking guns for a lot longer, well, cannons for a lot longer than everyone else. They were, I think like the first cannons were like 200 BCE or something like that.
I love that.
It's like the modern equivalent of like, a fucking, in the medieval ages, there was just a fucking single kingdom that was rolling around with tanks.
French Crusade.
So, anyway, Cathay got pissed with all the increasing attacks of ogres and decided to drop a nuke on them. They used magic to pull a warpstone meteorite from orbit, turning a pretty large chunk of Cathay into a warpstone dust-filled desert that can definitely kill you if you spend too long in there. They also opened the Maw. Yeah. They also opened the Maw, a giant angry mountain mouth thing that attracted all the ogres to it.
I think I saw that one time I watched you play.
Yeah. It attracted all the ogres away from Cathay and straight into the Sky Titans, wiping them out.
As you do.
Yep. So this presented a problem. Cathay was now completely isolated from the west. They tried their Skyline airships, but they couldn't travel far enough. What do you think they did, Corgi?
They built flies.
No, that's the Skylands. And I just said that the Skylands couldn't travel far enough. So what do you think they did?
Boats?
Yes, correct. They used boats, Corgi.
No.
And Corgi, whose boat is that boat?
I wish I was drunk.
Specifically, Corgi, who in Cathay? I said her name already. Whose vote is that vote?
You were right.
I told you this would come back to haunt you. Whose vote is that? Corgi, you better not be fucking Googling the answer. Whose vote is that vote?
Yu Liang?
Who?
First name that came to mind.
Okay. Wrong. I told you, it's Yin Yin. Now.
Yeah, it was close.
Nope.
Had Y's in it.
Yep. Now, Yin Yin went exploring and met many people. It's worth noting that everyone that they meet thinks the dragon thing is just a title given to them, and they are all, in fact, normal humans.
The Great World Eater. It's just some guy named Greg, and you're like, oh, that's just Greg. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, Greg snaps in half, and it's Tiamat. Oh.
Meanwhile, Zhao Ming was exploring the Warpstone wastelands and discovered unnamed, unlimited alchemical treasures, which I can only presume is Warpstone. But so they could mine these, they developed charms and protective measures to protect against the desert, and in doing so, created the Ivory Road, a permanent path through the desert. Dotted along the path were massive stones carved with wards to protect those on the roads, which allowed Cathay to explore westward.
Is Westwood anything like Westworld? I know you said
sit with Westwood. That. So this is where they would meet the name I hate trying to pronounce, Nehekara.
Fucking excuse me?
Yep, Nehekara. These Egyptian motherfuckers are the guys that would go on to become the Tomb Kings when, spoiler alert, they all fucking die. They should have
been called Living Kings instead of Tomb Kings.
Yeah. They were actually first greeted by boats that came the long way from the east, rather than the Ivory Road. They were also pretty tense at first, because they were constantly being invaded from the north by everything that was in the north, which, if I recall correctly, around this time, random human tribes and a fuck ton of orcs.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, well, it can't get any worse than an orc dragon. Oh.
But then they realized, these guys were pretty chill, and founded a really solid relationship, trading just about everything they could, including magic and shit. Though Cathay thought the Nehakarans were weird with their whole pantheon of god things and, quote, the adulation which dictated every aspect of their lives. Which wild thing to complain about, because that's what the fucking Cathayans do too.
Yeah, but it's not their religion, so they get to be picky.
Yeah. Anyway, worth noting that the Nehakarans really big on wanting to be immortal, so learning that Cathay is allegedly run by an immortal Xiao Lao the Undying. Fun fact, I hate reference humor, but on the flip side, I think it's hilarious when no one gets it.
I got it.
Yeah, I know you got it, but you got it because of me. But also, it's occasionally useful to be like, this is cultural knowledge, so I don't have to explain it. Xiao Lao the Undying is not cultural knowledge, so I do have to explain it, but I won't, fuck you. But the whole immortal Celestial Dragon and his immortal children ruled this nation thing piqued the interest of the mortuary cult.
The what?
The mortuary cult.
As in actually focusing around death?
Yeah, the guys in charge of figuring out how not to die, more or less. It's a whole thing. But they still had a really solid relationship, and Cathay would frequently send out armies to help clear out the Darklands with Nehekara so they could expand their empire ever outwards, or as I wrote in my notes, became best friends with pre-bone Egypt.
Pre-bone?
I told you, they all die and become skeleton people.
I know, but pre-bone sounds like a different way to do prone bone, and that's why I got very concerned.
So, this was going great for the two of them. Enter... Can you guess who, Corgi? Can you guess who?
More dragons? Or chaos?
No. Nagash.
Oh, great.
Not a god at this point. He's still human at this point.
He's just a really weird dude at this point. I'm gonna be a god one day. Who the fuck are you?
Well, he's a human, and then he's a lich, and then he's a god.
Honestly?
He, alongside the mortuary cult, did a coup and took over the nation. And then made it all about getting more magically powerful and becoming immortal. To which Zhen Yang went, see, I told you they were weird. None of you believed me. We're leaving. This is what caused Cathay to realize they needed a solid plan to be able to defend its own borders without relying on outsiders that may or may collapse, which is what led to the decision to build the Great Bastion. Or, as I wrote in my notes, Nagash fucked it.
Yeah, great going, Nagash, you asshole. Could have had dragons on your side, but no, I would be God.
Yeah, more or less. After this, Zhen Yang got hella depressed. He just watched one guy destroy an entire nation in the pursuit of power and was genuinely scared about the possibility of having to fight Nagash after seeing what he was capable of.
Understandable.
This is the same guy that fiercely killed demon lords in battle to close the Chaos Gates.
Yeah, but demons are just pure evil.
Yeah. You know, look, so was fucking Nagash, but whatever.
Well, Nagash was
this
human-ish at that point.
Yeah, still a fucking cunt.
Yep.
This led to Zhen Yang retreating to his palace to study magic more and more and leaving his kids to rule everything in his stead. But Cathay didn't stay isolationist, which brings us to... whose boat is that boat, Corgi?
Again!
Whose boat is that boat, Corgi? Were you paying attention, Corgi? It's the same one as last time. Whose boat is that boat?
Oh, shit. Yuliang?
It's the same one as last time.
Yeah, no, I thought that was the, Yin something.
Can you... I'll give you... Yin is correct. Can you get the second one?
Yin Yulong?
Can you...
Yulian?
You got one more?
Nope.
What was it? What did you say?
Yulian?
No.
Yeah, that's why
Yin something, Corgi. Come on, you're so close. 50% of the way there.
Yulian? No, it's not Yulian. Yin Yulang.
Corgi, come on.
I'm not good with foreign names. It's a miracle I can even remember fucking common English names, let alone fucking foreign ones. Shit. You know what? I'm gonna call it Yin Yong. You get that?
Corgi, it's Yin Yin.
Yin Yin. Yin Yin. I want
It's
to kill
just
myself.
Yin twice.
I want to kill
Yin
myself.
and then Yin again.
I want to fucking kill myself, man.
That was too easy. I'm not giving you a point for getting it 50%.
I don't want a point. I want therapy.
You get 3 whose boats is that boat, and the second one, you're already given the answer, and the third one is the same answer as the second one, and you got all 3 of them wrong.
Look, you try thinking while you're drawing, okay? Not as easy as it seems.
I've done that before. I'm doing your fucking episodes.
And how was your drawing?
Well, then fuck you.
Bitch. Get on with the episode,
Anyway.
talk boy.
Call me Cult Boy?
Talk boy.
Oh. She managed, Yin Yin, that is, you know, easy name to remember, Yin Yin. She managed to make a treaty with the elves that they could sail wherever they wanted without being accosted. And Zhao Ming and Miao Ying opened up trade with dwarves at the World's Edge Mountains.
Good for them.
Yeah. During this time, Cathay really began to flourish. They completed the Wujing compass, figured out where magic of yin and yang are strongest, and direct the flow of magic across Cathay, right? They invented a bunch of new weapons. This is allegedly when they discovered black powder, despite it making no damn sense. But in general, they were pretty internally stable. The quality of life was really good, and Zhen Yang and his children believed their roles as rulers was to act as teachers, and they were pretty good at it. My note here for before I wrote the script, just like when I was doing the note taking, so I can order it and structure it out, just says, unlike real China, Dragon is actually a good autocratic ruler who cares for and teaches his people. This is also a hint that this is fiction. Confucianism. But yeah, when presented with basically a proven benevolent and wise God King, people just tend to fall in line and are content with their lives. Especially when you look at Nehekara and how they utterly fell apart at the seams due to one guy in charge. And unlike other dragons, they are also always present. Kinda. Never sleeping. Except when they do, and the demons talk to them in their dreams.
They're just like us, for real, for real.
Yeah. So, this sort of collectivist service above all things repeatedly referred to as harmony, is evident in the way that their military fights, perfectly ordered as with their wizards, capable of blending spells together like thread. So, in minus 15 IC, there was a thing called the Time of Woes. Pretty sure we talked about it in the Dwarves. Basically, many earthquakes and volcano eruptions caused a lot of problems. In the case of Cathay, destroyed bits of the wall, and they got invaded by chaos. Handle it though.
Come back to our Crusader Kings, not Crusader Kings, our Age of Mythology playthrough. My fucking wall!
Yeah. Context, I was moving my armies to defend my base, and Corgi's like, don't worry, I'll kill them with a spell, and that spell ripped my wall apart and let the enemies into my base, which resulted in me just yelling, my fucking walls! That's what she's referencing.
Hindsight is 20/20, but I'm fucking blind.
Then, at 0 IC, a little guy by the name of Sigmar unified a bunch of tribes of men in the west.
And then he was like, what if we fucking become gods? And I'm like, good idea.
That'll happen later. Zhen Yang, learning of this, was interested in finding out more and impressed with him making an alliance with the dwarves. It's a hard thing to do. So, he sent his daughter, Miao Ying, as an ambassador. So she sailed to the Dragon's Maw Islands. Because I'm smart, I went to Google Maps to find its location.
Did you find it?
No.
Imagine if that's just how you found out the Warhammer was actually based on a true story, and you're like, oh fuck.
It took
Where are we
me
in
to
history?
It took me to Komodo Dragon's Island, and when I was looking at Google Maps earlier, it came up with a pop-up of, do you just want to delete this entry? like in my history, and I was like, I could just delete this entry for fucking Komodo Dragon Island when I was trying to look up a fictional Warhammer location.
Genius. Honestly.
Yeah.
Fortress of Excalibur.
Yeah. So it's right on the edge of Bretonia, which is not run by Bretonians, but elves. And they chatted with the elves to learn a bit more about Sigmar, and then sent heralds of her coming to Marienburg, which is a very important port city, sort of a Venice type deal, right?
Yes. Before or after the flooding of sewage.
Yeah. And she decided to do the last stretch of her travel on Skylens to make herself look extra important. I, for one, simply would have turned her to a dragon, but okay.
Well, you're used to turning into a dragon, so it makes sense that you'd be like, ugh, I could, but I could just fucking take this thing I made. Shit like
Yeah, but like she wanted to make her like a big entrance and be like, I'm fucking important. Look at how important I am.
Okay,
this is
yeah,
a big deal that we're here.
That is fucking stupid then.
And then they came in on skyships, which, yes, that is impressive. But if a dragon was surrounded by skyships and then landed in the city and turned into a human and went, I'm here to represent a foreign kingdom, I would go, okay.
Yeah,
This feels a lot more important than you just landing in a fucking dirigible.
That's just straight up like Superman just coming up in a fucking F-140. The point is, Superman coming in a fucking fighting jet, and he just sits down and is like, yeah, by the way, I can fly faster than all of these, but I just chose not to because fuck you.
Anyway, Miao Ying was surprised when she met Sigmar because she was expecting a warrior barbarian. Instead, it was a hot guy who was also smart and damn good at his job.
Oh no, she didn't.
She didn't, no. So she offered money and knowledge in exchange for trade, also known as more money and knowledge. And Sigmar, wanting to make friends, accepted the deal and struck up an alliance with Cathay. To be honest, I was surprised that she didn't bag him. Reading it, I felt like that was where that was going, and then it was just like, yeah, and then they just made a deal and left.
And then they had freaky dragon Sigmar babies, and it's like, well...
Yeah. But that's it, right? Learning at the beginning of this episode, not when I was writing it, that they also had kids? Maybe she did bang Sigmar. Who knows?
You know what? Good for her if she did, because then, Jesus Christ, those kids are going to grow up with major issues.
Sorry, someone just sent me a message how to talk to people and get to know them IRL. Okay.
How to get to know people IRL? Oh, fucking don't turn into a dragon, just take a Skyline.
Yeah. They were just like, how do we become friends and how do I replicate that? Right. Cool.
The answer is you just get adopted, sort of, and then all of a sudden, well,
yeah.
no tick boxes.
Yeah. So yeah, since then, every human kingdom and empire that has risen up really sees the importance of trade with Cathay. As such, there has been a lot of migration both ways between the empires and kingdoms, with many cities having Cathayan quarters hosting large populations of Cathayans and their respective businesses.
Yeah, I'd want to stay on the good side of the dragons too.
Yeah. Again, they don't think they're dragons. They think they're normal human beings who are just called dragons. Like, so the king of Bhutan is called the Dragon King of Bhutan. He's not a fucking dragon, but it's called the Dragon King of Bhutan. That's his official title. Dragon King of Bhutan.
Well, you
That's
don't
what
know.
they think that Cathay is. They think that they're dragon kings. They're just like, oh yeah, these are the dragon lords.
Yeah, like,
oh, this is
Andre
the
the-
Celestial Dragon. And that's just his title, and then he will die, and then his child will take over and become the next Celestial Dragon.
Yeah,
but it's
like-
one guy, and he's an actual dragon.
Yeah, like Andre the Giant isn't actually a fucking giant. He's just really tall.
Yeah.
Was really
And then
tall.
his wife came from the moon, and they don't know that.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, that wizard came from the moon. I regret not buying that shirt, but also,
Yeah, shirts come and go.
yeah, I can probably find one, like a recreation, but whatever. It also restored trade routes like this, all this trade that haven't been used since Nehakara fucked everything.
Nice going.
The way it describes it is basically a bunch of people started making their way to Cathay, went, this is fucking boring, I don't fucking care, and then would find a destroyed city and go, I'll just live here. And then slowly these destroyed cities would like grow up and become like proper cities and along a trade route, which is sort of how like that happened to the Silk Road in real life.
I always forget the Silk Road's an actual fucking thing.
Yeah, they're trying to sort of rebuild it with the Belt and Road Initiative, and it's not going too good for China.
Does anything...
The whole thing is like really predatory and like colonialist and scummy, but China learned the hard way that sometimes when you just build a port for someone, they can go, cool, thanks, we're not going to pay you back. There's not much you can do about it without looking like an absolute fucking cunt. Yeah.
Point is, kill your enemies and don't trust anyone.
Yeah. So, fucking Zhenyang,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He views... He doesn't give a fuck about the West, right? He views it as the problem of the elves and dwarves to protect. That's their job. They protect it.
You get to deal with those weird freaky people with the stones and shit. Right?
Yeah. However, he does really like humans. And now there's humans there. So whenever the Empire is struggling, a Cathayan army, led on by one of the Celestial Dragon's children, will arrive to save the day.
Mm.
Yeah.
That is not a dragon at all.
However, as said, over time, Zhenyang has given more and more power to his children and more secret missions to Kuai Yin. With all that assured, he has taken to disappearing for prolonged periods of time into the Celestial Court. This is presumed he does this to ponder how to get rid of chaos permanently. However, he will also occasionally just leave with Kuai Yin to study further. Where he goes, who knows? And he is usually gone for some months, sometimes years. But in 2000 IC, which is over 200 years from where Old World game takes place, he left and is still gone. And people are not having the greatest time. And they think when he finally does return, it'll be the start of a new age for Cathay.
What if he's just
So
fully retired? Like, it's just on a beach somewhere. Like, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
We know what happens. So that's where the book ends, right? So there's still about 200 years of history in the setting, but it's spread across many places with little detail. Mm-hmm. But Old World is set in 2276 IC, and in 101 years, the Monkey King will show up and overthrow the Empire. In doing so, he will have an Eshin as his advisor and open trade with the Skaven. And then...
What an idiot.
Yep. And then in 2380 IC, so 3 years later, Zhenyang and Kuai Yin return and defeat the Monkey King. And then they don't kill him. He fucks off and no one knows where he is. And then they all die in end times. But then again, so does everyone else.
Moral of the story is, if you're gonna be a dragon, just don't give a shit about it. That's the real trick.
Yeah. Moral of the story is China is fucking scary, yo.
Well, yeah, we already knew that.
Yeah. So, as I said, I will explain in the fucking post I made. why there haven't been as many episodes recently. Long story short, I was on a medication, then I had to get off that medication to go on ADHD medication, and one of the withdrawals of that medication is insomnia. So I spent 3 weeks just not sleeping, and I was like too tired to write and make the show, because I need to have like the conscious ability to absorb and pass information and then like write it. And I couldn't do that. I was so tired all the time, and there was nothing I could do to stop it, because I just wasn't sleeping. But I wasn't sleeping because of medical issues rather than, well, not exactly medical issues, but drug related issues, but not like I'm addicted to drugs. It was a prescription medication that I had to get off.
And if anyone's wondering about his erratic behavior, it's because he's currently medicated. He's not on drugs.
No. But then I got prescribed with ADHD, a thing that I apparently slam dunk had, was what the guy told me. It was very obvious. So I've been on that medication for like 2 weeks, and then it's been experimenting with dosage. He said 1 to 4 tablets, and I did like 1, 2, and then I did 3, which is what he recommended being at. And then for 2 nights in a row, I slept a total of 4 hours. And I talked to my dad, who also has ADHD, and he was just like, yeah, that's just how it is. You sleep for 4 hours. That's just how it is. You might get back to sleep. And I'm like, cool, I can't live like that. And I can't do this show like that, because again, I'm too tired to fucking pass information. I'm alert and conscious, but I'm too tired. So I've dropped back the amount of tablets. So I'm actually sleeping now. And measuring it out. But that's why it's been real touch and go. That there was the one episode that was just reading the information, because it was just like, I'm too tired to pass this. Like I can read this and I can sort of like process it, but I can't do what I do. I can't like write it up, summarize it, make it funny. That's really hard to do when you haven't slept. So that's why that is. It should balance out in the next couple of days. That I think at the moment, though, just how my time is and how busy I am, might be a bit fortnightly for a while. Hopefully it gets better. Just fortnightly, because there's definitely not an episode coming next week. I know what I'm doing next episode. I need to go buy the book. I need to do research and all that. But I definitely won't be able to get it done by next week. But as I said, Corgi finished one of her comics, so that'll come out next week instead. So that'll be that, and hopefully Corgi can get better at being on schedule with those.
Yeah, he has an excuse. I don't.
Yeah, so even if we're doing fortnightly episodes, there is still something coming out every week, whether it's just a fucking Corgi comic, or if it's me fucking writing a full episode. There's something coming out next week, every week rather. And Corgi being like, oh, he's alert because he's on medication. I haven't taken my tablets today. I take them before work because it makes work not give me a headache and want to die.
I just thought you were speaking faster than normal.
No, this is me just trying to run through the thing without wasting too much time. Because I'm conscious of time. The recording didn't take as long as I did. But anyway, I am just like in general sort of paranoid. I'm conscious of the fact that we said we'd do a year and maybe start wrapping up. We passed that year, and now we're producing less content. And the past 2 videos have been very short, not our usual thing. And I don't want people worrying that we will be wrapping up. These 2 things are unrelated. The show will keep going until I genuinely run out of ideas of things to talk about, or Corgi dies being attacked by a crocodile in outback Australia.
Honestly, both are equally as likely.
No, because you live too far south. It's too cold for them. The crocodiles are where I live. Woo! Queensland! We can't stop winning! Fucking hate this state. It's better than all the other ones. I fucking hate the state now. I fucking hate this city. But it's better than all the other ones. They all suck.
Everywhere
sufficiently
sucks.
Worse than mine. Anyway, that does it for this week.
While you were doing that tangent, I was just doing the Marvel.
Oh, okay. Could have been drawing, but okay.
Draw what? You ranting?
Other drawings. You could have drawn fucking Yin Yin. You could have written Yin Yin.
I could have done a lot of things.
Corgi. Fucking blind. Whose boat is that boat?
It's Yin Yin.
Yep. That's non-canon. Don't record that. Don't count that. Anyway.
Just so dejected. Just, yeah.
Anyway, goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. 3, 2, 1, 6.
I was drinking.
for context, for some reason, in Brisbane, there's a very successful chain of dumplings in a communist-themed restaurant. Their mascot is a little, like, chibi girl who's wearing a Chinese military uniform, and it's called Little Red Dumpling, and it's, like, they don't, like, they're all named normally. It's like Xiaolong Bao and not like Xiaolong Mao, but it's just normal restaurant, but it's all communist-themed.
Yeah,
it's really successful.
Hold on, you have to include these in the thing. In the video, just...
Is that the... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's from the website.
Yeah.
I just... The fucking red star, the goddamn...
What is that?
I think that's a communist book, like, talking to the radio.
I'm trying to read what that says.
Communist China Red Book. Let's see. Oh, Mao Zedong's Little Red Book.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's just quotes from from Mao. It says Chairman Mao. Quotations from Chairman Mao.
Mao Zedong.
Again, it's a communist-themed dumpling restaurant. I don't know why this is so successful, but it's really good.
It is. Their soup dumplings are so good. It's ridiculous. I don't want to say sponsor us, but... Next episode brought to you by rats and the Communist Party of China.
Yeah. This is China Communist soft power. A fucking dumpling restaurant in Brisbane. Anyway.
Back on topic.